Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Once a man asked God, "Why is it you don't fulfill my wishes since you are everywhere?" God replied, "My child, I am like a Wi Fi. I am available everywhere, but you need to connect with me with a correct password. And the password is faith." Yes, passwords are needed to get into secured networks. In fact, unsecured networks, that is, those who do not require passwords, are rather risky to get connected to. And so, as much as God is everywhere and always available, we also need faith to be connected to Him. In our gospel today, the blind beggar Bartimaeus heard that Jesus was passing by. And because he knew Jesus was available, he called out to him. In the beginning, he was scolded and told to keep quiet by the disciples, but he shouted all the more louder, all the more. Finally, he got connected with Jesus, and his prayers had been heard because he had faith. And Jesus himself confirmed this, saying to Bartimaeus, "Go, your faith has saved you." But what is unique and compelling in here that Mark still bothered to record it, despite that he had already recorded so many miraculous healing stories? Well, the answer is because this is the only healing story that tells us what happened after. Immediately when Bartimaeus regained his sight, he followed Jesus on the way. Bartimaeus became Jesus' follower. He became Jesus' disciple. Many times we hear people being healed by Jesus, but nothing follows after. They get healed, they thank the Lord, they presumably go back to their families and to their old lives. But this story is compelling because it does not only tell us that the healing part, it also tells us what happened after. Because what happens after is as equally important as how the miracle unfolded. And I believe, my friends, this is an important lesson, a point of reflection for all of us. Being so trained in the faith, being so prayerful, we have reached a level of spirituality where we recognize miracles in our everyday life. We recognize Jesus healing us, protecting us, blessing us with manifold graces. But our life, faith life, shouldn't end there. It is equally important to ask ourselves, so what now? What should I do, or what would I do after being healed? What would I do after being blessed by Jesus? Will I go back to quote unquote normal? That is my previous life? Or will I be living a new normal? A much better normal? A much better way of life? Friends, while it is important to recognize God's blessings for us, it is equally important to see what should happen to us after. And hopefully, what happens to us after is we become His disciples. Amen.